What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Locked On Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. We had to jump on because Tomas Hertl signed with San Jose, taking him off of the trademark, keeping him in San Jose seemingly until the sun swallows the earth whole. Do we have music?
We have music.
Okay, let's music and let's get into it because we don't need to talk more about this.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Gotta say, I'm not a fan of the extended beat remix of the music.
I do like the little keyboard at the end though.
Yeah, but in when it goes to when it normally ends, it adds on like a really weird truncated extra thing and then loops back. Really strange. Not a fan of a lot of things today.
Oh no.
Well, we'll get into it. Let's hold on. Let me break down the statisticals of this. So Tomas Hertl put pen to paper today. Apparently before they got on the plane to LA. I don't know why that matters, but some people love that shit. It is an 8-year, $65.1 million. I don't know why there's $100,000 in there.
Oh, it's not just 100,000.
Yeah, it's 65.1 for the average the whole thing. Then the AAV is 8.1375. I really hope that $137,500 comes into play at some point because it's. Does 1375 mean something to Tomas Hertl? I don't know.
He had to one up Couture, just stare at him and be like, "Look at me,
I am the captain now." This contract should have came with the C. It would have been more palatable. So 8.1375 AAV for 8 seasons. That is a lot of signing bonus money. So, like, to go quickly, 2.5, then. He's like 7.5 and 2.5, 7.5 or 7.75, 2.5, 7.5 and 2.5. And then in 2026, 27. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. In season 5 of this contract, it drops down to $3.25 million actual base cash money hose. And then it's a $4.75 million bonus. Then it's $2.3 million and $4 million bonus, and then 3.7. So what that means is that Tomas Hertl will 100% be a San Jose Shark through the 2026 season because then they can trade him after they pay out the bonus in 2026 of $4.75 million. And the actual cash that you have to give him is much lower. So a poverty franchise like Carolina could take him, your Ottawas, your Arizonas. That's the key date. He's going to be a Shark for those first 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons. But on top of that, years 1 to 3 has a full no trade clause. This is also not the Doug Wilson special, so brace yourselves. 1 to 3, full no trade clause. Years 4 to 6, he has a 3-team trade list, so what he has now. Then in years 6 to 8, he has a 15-team trade list. I will tell you right now, that 15-team trade list in years 6 to 8 is actually a 31-team trade list because nobody's going to want 35-year-old Tomas Hertl.
Unless it's one of those things where they're trying to dump him.
Unless he is turned into dust and the people are doing it for the LTIR. But as a hockey player, nobody is going to want him. So, first reaction upon seeing the Pierre LeBrun bat signal go up, he gave us that little tasty morsel. Why did he quote tweet the?
He quote tweeted the wrong tweet, which I did love. The wrong tweet. So.
Yeah. First blush when you saw Pierre LeBrun, Sharks and Hertl are working towards a contract. We're like, okay, great, something's going to happen. And then he said, going to be in the ballpark of 8 years, $8 million roughly. What was your first reaction?
Which is kind of where we thought it was going to be, right? That was, we were basically like, okay, here's the Couture contract. That's what you're kind of using as the framework. So, and it came out pretty close to the Couture contract. We've been as we both love Tomas Hertl as a hockey player. Thinks, he kicks ass. He's an amazing player. Like, he's great.
People,
he's an elite
Scott Cullen, for instance, saying he's not a superstar, is not a 1C. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
anyway,
he's an elite 1C. We've been saying, though, we've been very much on the, they should trade Tomas Hertl as much as it's going to suck to lose Tomas Hertl if you want to. kind of rebuild this, right? But I mean, you have to take them at their word. They're want to reset, and they feel like they still have the core pieces to do it. So this aligns with everything that they've said. They've wanted to keep Tomas Hertl. They think he's a big part of the franchise, and I think not having the Kane contract on the books, it makes this much more palatable. So,
he's basically getting a raise of $3 million.
Yeah.
So they saved as of right now, because Kane's contract is technically all gone. They get roughly less than 3. It's like 2.6. Let's call it 2.5.
Yeah.
$2.6 million extra added on, which means that they still have 4 and a bit left over from that Kane situation.
Which is, hey, you got to pay Ferrari, you got to pay Dahlin. That's money's going to go towards.
I don't think they got to pay Dahlin, but that's a different podcast.
But so I think you tweeted it best. Our brain says no, but our body says yes. So it's going to be awesome to watch Hertl for the next 8 years, pairing Hertl with Eklund. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait for the Hertl, Eklund, Meyer, let's burn down the earth line. That's going to be amazing coming up. But like, it feels like the Sharks are just going to be.
I'll say it. This contract sucks ass.
Yeah.
How many times do they have to sign somebody to $1 million years and $1 million? They got Vlasic, they got Couture, they got Burns, they got Carlson. I mean, they have LeBanc at a smaller version of it. They have Radim Šimek at a smaller version of it. They had Martin Jones of it. How many times they got to do it? I haven't done it. This is literally an emergency. I haven't been at work. I haven't looked into it, but I'm interested to see what age they signed all of those other guys to these fat contracts at, because we all know that you fall off in your early 30s, and a guy with this many injuries as well, you've got to hope that Hertl gives you 5 years out of the 8, 5 on the front end out of the 8.
Yeah,
before his knees turn to dust.
That'd be interesting if he gives you 5 on the back end. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, the next 3 are really weird.
Goes.
But he turns 29 in November, so he's going to be on the Sharks until he's 37 years old.
Yeah, like when you go on the cap friendly page, it doesn't. You can't even go.
Yeah, you need the arrow. So he's on the Sharks seemingly forever now.
Yep.
They have a bunch of forever contracts.
Yep.
I just really didn't think they were going to do another forever contract. It just sucks that Hertl's beloved, I think, arguably more than anybody else on this team, and since Joe Thornton.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't let people like that go. I understand the business, but like 8 by 8.1, whatever, is a lot of money, especially for a guy with injuries. And signing guys this late, like next year, Timo's going to get paid. Next year, Timo's only 25.
Yeah, you sign Timo to an 8-year contract, you're getting him through his age 34 season.
33, yeah.
33 season. So it's like you're going to get 6 or 7 great to good years out of Timo, and then you might get like a year or 2 where he's like overpaid.
But that's okay.
That's fine.
That's fine. It's not when you have like 3 or 4, and then the last 4 are bad. Like I wonder 29. Like if he turns 32, there's still 5 seasons left.
Yeah, I know this is getting way ahead of ourselves, but you wonder if, because like William Eklund, you think is going to be the next like superstar for the Sharks who gets this type of contract, right? At some point.
Timo.
Well, I mean, after Timo, like, because Timo's already gone through his RFA stuff. You wonder if Doug Wilson or Joe Will or whoever is running the Sharks at the time, if they're going to take a page out of like some of the other guy, like Colorado, they like Cale Makar. Instead of like playing this RFA game and pushing it, they're like, let's just give you that your 8 by 9 or whatever, and we're gonna have you through this full, like when Cale Makar gets through that contract, he's gonna be like 30. I mean, I know Cale Makar and Eklund Cale Makar is a generational player right now, but like you wonder if Doug Wilson, he's been so like playing this RFA game, if you're gonna have to, I think, change your approach and just try to pay them through those 20, through that age 31 season or whatever, and then figure it out from there. Just
I mean that's
far down the road.
That's far down the line. I mean, the cap is going to go up.
Hopefully one day.
Hopefully one day. The cap is going to go up, so it'll help mitigate these losses. But just stacking all of these contracts on each other, the cap is fake and money isn't real. So like I understand. And don't get it wrong. Hold on, don't get it wrong. We are very happy to watch Tomas Hertl play hockey for the Sharks forever. I have a Hertl jersey. I love Tomas Hertl. If I wasn't such an older Like I'm like an OG Sharks fan. Like if I didn't have Nolan and Friesen and Young Vlasic and Thornton and some Nabokov, some of these other guys, he would easily be like on my Mount Rushmore top. A guy like you who's only been around from like since like 2015.
2005. Like I got right around the Thornton range, so
Okay,
I came in at the Thornton time.
okay,
So
bandwagon jumper, front runner. Wow. You don't have Nolan, you don't have Friesen, you don't have some of these other guys, and somebody who came around when the Sharks went to the Cup in 2016. Hertl's beloved.
yeah,
So don't get it wrong. We love Tomas Hertl, and there's going to be many nights where we're like, hell yeah, Tomas Hertl rules, and we will forget that he makes $8 million. And we're very happy that he secured the bag. It just from a team construction, they could have really hit the reset button and done something different. Now they have to hope he stays healthy. Karlsson can give you a couple more years of this elite play. Teamer stays at an elite level. Burns doesn't fall off that quickly. And you can maybe do something with Vlasic. Couture's got it. We've seen Couture take some steps back. Like maybe you get off Vlasic, you try to buy out Vlasic, and maybe you get off Burns, or you get off Couture.
I don't know. We have plenty of time to dive into that. So I think though the big question though is, does this change the plans for the Sharks for the trade deadline on Monday, right? Because they're still
I hope not. Because you got to think on the trade deadline, you got to think in the moment. Cogliano should be gone.
Yes.
Reimer in theory should be gone. Bonino should be gone if you can move them.
Yeah.
I think the big thing it changes is Barabanov.
Do you think this makes the Sharks more likely to keep Barabanov, or do you think this is I
don't know.
Yeah, Joe Will said that they're listening right now. They're listening.
Oh yeah, Joe Will said that somebody asked Joe Will about
buying or selling, if they're buyers or sellers. Yeah,
if they're buyers or sellers, and Will said that they're listening. Joe Will also said that their intention is to keep their 2022 draft picks. No shit. I have one quote I'm saving for the end. Okay. Hertl also had a short celebratory call with Doug Wilson, and then has a call scheduled with Hasso Plattner. He and the guys did an escape room to celebrate. Why is this man so pure?
He's the best, and he's taking them all out to dinner to celebrate when they go to Nashville. So
yeah, so they're gonna be hammered.
Oh yeah,
which is gonna be awesome.
Bet the
Hertl they're gonna do one of those drunk pedals, those like pedal bike things.
Yeah.
Hertl also said there was no specific turning point where he knew that he was coming back to San Jose, but he said talks with Joe Will gave him confidence in the Sharks' plan to get back to being competitive. And I think we should. Do you have any last thoughts? Because I think we should go out in this last quote.
Yeah, I just I'm very happy to continue to watch Tomas Hertl. I'm excited to see him. There's part of me that was really excited about the prospect of a rebuild, but I mean, we'll see. We have all summer to try to continue to save the franchise.
They got to hope that Eklund in the 2020 draft class, like they got to hope Eklund is a superstar, and one of Bordeleau, Robbins, Weissblatt, Gooch and Co is also like a borderline superstar, and one of them else is like a top 6 dynamo. Because then you're looking at like Eklund, Hertl, Meyer, Bordeleau, Robbins, and then like an old Couture or something like that. So like they're really banking on a lot of things here. It could go off the rails real fast.
We're not even talking about Scott Reedy. Joe Pavelski 2.0 is going to save the franchise.
I think also, I really hope this doesn't mean that. I don't think Bob is the coach for this plan, but that's just me. We can talk about that summer. Let's
get out of this last quote.
Get out of here on this last quote, because this is the money beats right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so excited. I want to be so smug on Twitter. Hertl believes that this year showed that Couture, Burns, Karlsson, and Timo could be top players, and that gives him confidence in the core. Sure. Then he cited Eklund, Ferraro, and John fucking Leonard. Let's go, baby.
Let's fucking fly!
Those are the players that give him hope. Everybody that's like, John Leonard didn't deserve to be on the Sharks. He wasn't very good offensively. Grella Grigor brings more. Man, shut the fuck up.
I'm not editing this either. Let's go.
John Leonard rules. And
John fucking Leonard season.
Yes. Goddamn. And Eklund and Ferraro. Yes.
Where can the people find us, Kyle?
I'm so excited. The John Leonard store. in
Buying
Boston.
all the John Leonard stock, baby.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Locked On Sharks, YouTube, Locked On Sharks. I'm 103 followers away from 1,000. I'd like to accomplish that before the season ends. Let's do that. We're 400 followers away from 2,000 on the main. JD is somewhere in the distance. Don't follow him. Just follow me until I get to 1,000. Then you can follow him back.
I'm like 100. I'm at like 850.
God damn it! It's like the Homer Simpson when he's gaining on Ned and the kids with the putters, and then he's like, "Must not have seen me."
I like to think of it as Homer Simpson was trying to gain the weight, his path to victory to winning at home.
Another good one too is when he's trying to be an inventor and he's got the Edison chart and he's got himself down here. So good.
You didn't think we were going to get Simpsons quotes in, but we did it.
We did it.
We did it, Joe.
Locked On. YouTube, Locked On Sharks. Snapchat, Locked On Sharks. OnlyFans, Locked On Sharks. Amazon, Spotify, Apple, the usuals, Locked On Sharks. JD is at My Fry Hole.
Kyle is at Kyle Demetrius. Thank you guys for joining the Emergency Podcast. We'll be back tomorrow with Liz to talk about CUDA talk. So we'll see you guys soon.
Elizabeth.
Bye, friends.
It's a pickle.